Their instinct was just to run. So all of them was running and bawling, and he ran straight inside, slammed the gate, called out to his granny, to my other daughter, and he was traumatized, crying and bawling because
I am Bishop Ezekiel Clark, President of the Couva Police Station Community Council. Yesterday had a very tragic incident, and this is something for not only concern of the residents in Couva but also nationally, because things are out of hand. What we would have seen transpire in the video from yesterday is something that is of a very serious nature, and we all must do some form of self-introspection and really ask ourselves, is this where we really want our country to continue going? Because we are going down a point of destruction. Two innocent lives lost yesterday, right? And broad daylight. And what was most horrible is in the midst of a playground where people, residents of Jade Court, would have their kids come out and play. And if you all would have observed, they were kicking a ball, which is football, for a man to run up on other people with a gun and fire shots. And in the end result, murder two people in front of several little children. That is atrocious. This is unacceptable. He, to me, very quiet, easygoing gentleman. What he did away from me is not in my awareness, and I really don't know what to say as to that aspect. But personally to me, from our interactions, and I know him from since he's small, he has always been a, calm down to earth person, but have no knowledge of what he might have been doing in the dark. Well, he would have buy and sell cars. That is as much as I may know.
Amelia Hernandez was 34, pulling up to her boyfriend's townhouse in Jade Court, Lisa's Gardens West. She'd driven there to spend Saturday afternoon with Toussaint and their 3-year-old. Neighbors described them as a tight family unit doing normal things like grocery runs and playground visits. Amelia had no criminal record, no police history. She was just popping her trunk to unload items while Devaughn helped. Kids were playing on nearby swings. It was 2:30 p.m. Nobody expected an execution. When the gunman appeared, Amelia ran toward her daughter to shield her. The killer didn't let her. He chased her down and shot her multiple times on the playground grass while that baby watched. If Toussaint was the target, why execute the mother too? Was she a witness who needed silencing? Or did the killer just not care? Devaughn Toussaint was 38, living at Jade Court. Police confirmed he'd been imprisoned for firearm offenses. That criminal history suggests this hit wasn't random. Someone wanted him dead and knew exactly where he lived. Residents told reporters the attack felt planned, not spontaneous. The timing, location, and execution speed all pointed to surveillance. But Toussaint had Amelia and their daughter. He was building something beyond his past. The fact he stood outside in daylight helping unload a car suggests he either felt safe or didn't know the threat was imminent. Maybe he thought old beefs were settled. Maybe he believed nobody would strike with his family there. Whatever he thought, he was dead wrong. And the price wasn't just his life. It was Amelia's too. If he knew he had enemies, why be so exposed? Did he underestimate the danger? Or was this hit so sudden he never saw it coming? Friday, February 14th, 2026, 2:30 p.m. Amelia parked near Jade Court's play park and popped her trunk. Devaughn came out to help unload. Their 3-year-old stood nearby. Other kids played on swings. Normal Saturday afternoon in a residential neighborhood. Then a gray Toyota Corolla pulled up. The timing was too precise to be coincidence. Passenger door opened. A man in a dark gray hoodie and track pants stepped out, face covered, gun raised. He didn't hesitate. The gunman opened fire immediately. Devaughn ran, made it maybe 20 feet before 4 shots hit him, near the play equipment. He collapsed on the grass where children had been playing seconds earlier, died right there, in front of his daughter, surrounded by swings and soccer balls. The killer didn't check if he was dead. He already knew. Amelia ran toward her daughter, heard the gunfire, saw Toussaint fall. Police said she was trying to protect the child when the gunman turned on her. She fell on the playground grass. The killer walked up and fired multiple rounds into her body, while children scattered and parents screamed. 45 seconds total. 2 people dead. The gunman got back into the gray Corolla and sped out before anyone processed what happened. Kids who'd been playing ran for their lives. Residents ducked inside. Someone called emergency services. Devaughn was already dead. Amelia died at the hospital shortly after arrival. Their 3-year-old daughter was physically unharmed, but had watched both parents murdered in front of her. The entire attack was captured on CCTV. Cameras recorded the gray Corolla arriving, the gunman stepping out, the executions, the car speeding away. Police have visual evidence of everything. Yet, 3 days later, no arrests announced. When Homicide Bureau detectives arrived, they found blood stains covering playground grass where Amelia died. More blood near play equipment where Devaughn fell. Shell casings everywhere. When reporters visited the next day, blood was still visible. A soccer ball and lollipop lay abandoned on the playground. Reminders this was supposed to be a safe place for children. Residents were too terrified to come outside. An eerie silence blanketed Jade Court. People told reporters they were traumatized and afraid to leave their homes. One resident said Toussaint was clearly the intended target, but that doesn't explain why the killer also executed Amelia. Police collected ballistics, witness statements, and CCTV footage showing everything. They could see the shooter's build, movements, how he entered and exited the vehicle, potentially even the license plate. The Homicide Bureau of Region 3, Couva CID, and Central Division Task Force are investigating. Yet no arrests announced. No suspects named. No updates on the gray Corolla. The investigation has gone completely quiet. If you have CCTV footage of a double murder, shell casings, witnesses, and a detailed vehicle description, why hasn't anyone been arrested? Is the killer connected to something bigger? Are witnesses too afraid to talk? Context matters here. These murders brought Trinidad's toll to 43 for 2026. The country recorded 369 murders in 2025, down from 626 in 2024. That's still astronomical for 1.4 million people. The detection rate for murders sits around 20%. 4 out of 5 killers walk free. No arrests. No suspects. No gray Corolla updates. Residents of Jade Court live in fear, too scared to let kids play outside. Amelia and Devaughn's 3-year-old is with family somewhere, carrying trauma most adults couldn't survive. And the killer is out there. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles posted that her heart broke watching the CCTV footage. She prayed the child would receive psychological support. Psychiatrist Dr. Varma Dialsing warned that when violence penetrates residential communities, it creates collective insecurity. Social spaces shrink. Families withdraw. A society cannot thrive when citizens are psychologically barricaded. That's exactly what's happening in Jade Court. Parents won't let children play outside. Residents fear walking to their cars. The playground where Amelia and Devaughn died is empty, bloodstains still visible, until someone is arrested, until that gray Corolla is found, until the man in the hoodie is behind bars. Nobody feels safe. 3 days after the murders, the Homicide Bureau is actively investigating. They have CCTV footage, forensic evidence, witness statements. They know the attack was planned. They know Toussaint was likely the primary target, but no arrests announced, no press conferences, no public appeals for information, nothing. The silence is unbearable for Amelia's family. She wasn't involved in whatever brought violence to Devaugh's door. She was protecting her child, and she died for it. The image of that soccer ball and lollipop left on the playground is haunting. Last remnants of childhood innocence before everything shattered. Devaugh's past will be dissected. What did he do? Who did he cross? Police confirmed he had firearm convictions and prison time. That suggests serious involvement. But even if he made bad choices, even if he had enemies, does that justify executing him in front of his child? Does it justify hunting down Amelia? No. Yet that's what happened. Trinidad is drowning in gun violence. 369 murders in 2025 might be down from 626, but it's still catastrophic. The detection rate is 20%. Most killers never face consequences. They kill and disappear. When there are no consequences, violence continues. Gangs operate with impunity. Scores get settled with bullets. And innocent people like Amelia end up dead on playgrounds. As of today, Sunday, February 15th, 2026, the investigation remains open. No arrests. No gray Corolla located. The gunman is still out there. Amelia and Devaugh's daughter is trying to process trauma that will haunt her forever. Residents wonder if violence is over or just beginning. The CCTV footage exists. Police have it. They've reviewed it. Somewhere in Trinidad, someone knows exactly who that gunman is. Maybe a family member recognized the walk. Maybe a friend saw the hoodie and knew immediately. Maybe an informant is too scared to come forward. The footage is there. The evidence is there. The question is whether Trinidad's police have resources, manpower, and political will to solve this. Because solving it means arrest, charges, trial, conviction. And in Trinidad, where murder conviction rates are abysmal, that's far from guaranteed. Families wait years for justice. Cases go cold. Witnesses disappear. Killers walk free. What keeps people up is the brazenness. 2:30 p.m. in a residential family community with children playing nearby. The killer didn't care. Stepped out, executed 2 people, drove away like it was nothing. That boldness suggests either extreme desperation or absolute confidence he won't get caught. Given Trinidad's track record, maybe that confidence is justified. The other thing is the little girl, 3 years old, watched her father get shot, watched her mother try to save her, and die trying. That child carries this forever. No therapy can erase what she saw, and she's just one victim. Other children in that park are traumatized. Parents in Jade Court are traumatized. An entire community is traumatized, all because one man decided Devaughn Toussaint needed to die and didn't care who else got caught in the crossfire. What happens next depends entirely on whether police can turn evidence into an actual arrest. If they identify the gunman, track down the Corolla, and build a prosecutable case, maybe justice happens. Maybe the family gets closure. Maybe residents feel safe again. But if this investigation stalls, if no arrests are made, then Amelia and Devaughn become 2 more names on Trinidad's endless list of unsolved murders. And their daughter grows up knowing her parents' killer was never caught. No sentence brings Amelia back. No conviction undoes the trauma inflicted on that 3-year-old. But justice matters. It matters because you can't execute 2 people in broad daylight in front of children and get away with it. It matters because Amelia deserves to be more than a statistic. And it matters because if this killer isn't caught, he'll do it again. Men bold enough to commit double homicides in residential playgrounds don't stop. They escalate. This case exposes everything broken about Trinidad's approach to violent crime. The staggering murder rate, The abysmal detection rate. Fear keeping witnesses silent. Lack of resources for investigations. And the reality, most killers never face consequences. Until those systemic issues are addressed, cases like this keep happening. Families keep losing loved ones. Children keep being traumatized. Communities keep living in fear. Right now, the investigation remains active, but with no public updates. Police have not announced arrests. The gunman is still out there. And a 3-year-old girl is growing up without parents because someone decided a playground was an acceptable place for an execution. Subscribe to Crime Shadows and hit the notification bell for updates. Cases breaking right now while mainstream media catches up. We drop the sickest, most twisted cases hours after they break. No old cases. Just fresh insanity with deranged motives that make you say, what the hell just happened? Hit subscribe because we've got more disturbing cases coming that you won't believe are real.